Hey guys, George Roddy. All right, let's talk about post-bankruptcy leads. Now, what are post-bankruptcy leads? Well, really in a nutshell, these are people that filed bankruptcy to protect their interest in their real estate and or to prohibit the creditors from coming after them anymore. And usually people will go with a wage earners plan, which is called Chapter 13, where they're going to try to repay back their creditors over a 5 to 7 year period. So the first thing we need to know is homeowners, and I'm over on the right on the bullets, homeowners have one less option. Well, when someone's going through a stressful time, they usually have 5 options, and I've talked about this in previous videos. One of them is working with the lender, 2 is refinancing, 3 is bankruptcy, which they've already chosen to file bankruptcy. And what post-bankruptcies are, well, let me finish my statement. 4 is sell the house, and 5 is do nothing. So bottom line is now they have one less option because they've already attempted to file bankruptcy, and what post-bankruptcies are is basically they have one less option to choose from. Instead of 5 options, now they have 4. The second bullet is usually less equity. Well, you know, a lot of times it's not absolute, but a lot of times they've fallen behind on some debts, on their mortgage payments, and they haven't paid the lender for a longer period of time. Therefore, there might be less equity. Number 3 is medium volume. There's not as many of these as, for instance, absentee owners. You might find 200, but these are every month. Every month you can get your hands on post-bankruptcy leads. Number 4 is there's 4 bankruptcy district courts, at least in Texas there are. And what you need to do is, if you were to go on to pacer.gov, pacer.gov, you could then, and really, not even Pacer. Pacer's where you could get information about that bankruptcy case. And pacer.gov is a fee-based website, but what it does is you can put in the case number if you were to happen to know it and look up how many assets and what type of plan did they submit. But at the end of the day, what you really want to do is you want to find people that are getting kicked out of bankruptcy. And the reason why they're getting kicked out of bankruptcy is because they didn't follow the submitted plan. And so here's what I want you to do is, if you can get your hands on it, and one place where you can go and do this manually is the district court, the bankruptcy district court. And each day you can see what their case file is. And what FLS has done is we've written code to go in and research, and anytime there's a case that has the word relief or dismissal, we key in on that. So basically you could do the same thing that Foreclosure Listing Service is doing each month by going into the district, the bankruptcy district court, and going in and looking at the case log, because every day they will list the cases that are upcoming. And what we do is we key in on anything that says dismissal or reliefs. And really, reliefs stand for release of stay, because a stay is basically where creditors have to take 2 steps back and they can't engage in trying to collect from a consumer. So those are your the 4 bankruptcy district courts is where you get this information, and that is, over the nation. But there are, again, third-party companies like Foreclosure Listing Service that provides this information, and you can get it for a reasonable cost. Now, it can get pretty expensive to buy all these lists, so it really comes down to pick your poison, which lead source is best for you and what you can afford. But I would suggest that the 10 different lead sources, this is a great lead source. And again, it is not as widely used or as widely gone after than foreclosure. So I think it's a nice mixture. You have less leads, but you have less investors clamoring or marketing to this lead source. So it costs around $40 a month, and then the quantity, I think you need to do something. It's monthly 3 times. Okay, monthly 3 times. And here's why it's 3 times, is because a lot of the times after 3 months they're posted for foreclosure. You know, the statistics are about 65 to 70% of people who file bankruptcy end up getting, the case gets dismissed. And again, the reason for dismissal is because they didn't pay the creditors, they didn't pay the bankruptcy court, and one of the creditors, and usually the largest creditor that is in the bankruptcy, or is the mortgage company. So they're hot to trot. They're wanting to do something. They're wanting to get their money. They're wanting to have the ability to foreclose. And so they'll file for a dismissal. And they'll ask the judge, Your Honor, let's state the facts. These people have not paid us. They agreed to pay us. They haven't. And the other thing is, and so the case gets filed for dismissed, or the judge has no other recourse but to dismiss. I don't know where I was going, but bottom line is, dismissal, petitions, and relief of stays. So 3 times, I want you to mail them every month, 3 months in a row. Let me show you what the information looks like. So here we're on the foreclosure listing service website. Let me back up a little bit and just show you where we were. Instead of going to foreclosure properties or sheriff leads, you've got bankruptcy. So let's click on that. And then because my backyard is Collin County, obviously I want to go there, and let's just click on Collin and click search. Basically, we have 289 records that you can get access to, and these things go back the last couple months. It looks like I just real quickly scrolled down. See how you see relief, and this one's from March. What I could do is go back and maybe put in a date. If you just got started, put in 06/01 2011 to 06/30. Now I'm in Collin County and click search. Now you're down to 80 records. So there's 80 records in the last 30 days. And this is I'm trying to see, we're always about 2 weeks behind from the day it's posting. So we've got basically in Allen, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 leads. Let me just kind of quickly go over what it provides you. You've got, if you click on this icon, it takes you to MapQuest, and you can pull up the map and kind of get an idea where it is instead of going to Google. Then you can click on the debtor's name. This is Kathleen Kurtz, filed bankruptcy, and now some creditors asking for relief. And relief, again, is a relief of stay, and they're not, the creditors wanting to lift the stay. So click on her name, and then it takes you to White Pages, Kathleen A. Kurtz on Edge Hill. Wait a minute, is this and it's 1932, so click here, go back. It looks like we've got the person. I click on her link, and here is a phone number. What I found, even though there's a phone number in White Pages, about 50% of the time that phone number is working. Now, we're not a big proponent of marketing via the telephone, but it doesn't hurt to have a phone number. And you know what? After a tall glass of water, sometimes I like calling people and finding out, just kind of, I get bored and I like to call people. And so this might be someone that you call and strike up a conversation. Basically, hey, I subscribe to a bunch of different leads. I got your name. Do you have any interest in selling your property? And so it's being way proactive. What I'd like to see you do is market and send postcards to this Kathleen woman 3 times. Again, there might not be as much equity, but we can wholesale high equity or low equity deals. Going back 2 pages. So we've got the address of the property, her name, the city, the zip. What is it? Is it a house? Is it a townhome or condo? 3,400 square feet is the house size. year built, tax assessed value, date of purchase. So she's owned it for quite a while. And then on 6/17, so less than a month ago, the bankruptcy court, someone filed for relief. Here it tells you the type of bankruptcy. Chapter 13, you'll see 7, 9. But look at all these. Most of these are Chapter 13, which is a repayment program, otherwise known as a wage earners plan. And that's it. Now, the good thing is you can download this as a PDF file, or what we're going to suggest is you download this as an Excel file and then insert this into your fulfillment center. So again, let me just kind of summarize. Every month these leads come out. And really, every week we update these. But what I would suggest is once a month, come in here, download your records. You're not going to have 80 records, but you could certainly tap into, if Frisco is close enough, and McKinney, and Plano, and Nevada. It's not pronounced Nevada, but Nevada. You've got Plano and Wiley. So there's 80 potential, but obviously you've got to focus on your backyard. You don't want to be driving all over town. But this lead source, you might expand it a little bit because you want to maximize every lead. But don't get too far away, okay? Especially if you're, I'd much rather you focus on marketing close, and then you can always expand later. I hope this has helped, guys. Every month, download, you need to get your hands on post-bankruptcy leads. They have one less option. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you on the next video.